Gary Famlin here from Classic Rock Guitar Unleashed. Definitely not Blues Guitar Unleashed today. I do have Classic Rock Guitar Unleashed as well, as it turns out. And so that is what this is all about. I'm sure you recognized I played this riff on the intro. This is one of my all-time favorite licks. I know it's from Freebird. I used to teach this lesson all the time to my students, and I called it everything you ever need to know about classic rock soloing you can learn from Freebird. And it's really kind of true. And this particular lesson, I'm going to show you this lick, but I think I'm going to show you something about it that you've never seen before. You may have seen this lick, you may even know this lick. What you probably have not really broken down is why this lick works so well and why it is so cool, and how you, yes, count it to utilize the coolness of the lick. So let's break it down. Okay, first thing, let's get out of the high squeaky frets. Although, you know, it can be a little bit of a drag to play way up here. But we are in the key of G. The chords that we're dealing with, G power chord, B flat power chord, C power chord, right? So we're gonna play G minor. We're gonna play the G minor pentatonic scale box 1, but we're gonna move it up to the upper position, right? So I'm going to bend that note on the, in this case it's the 17th, I think that's the 17th, well, 15th, 17th, right, 17th fret, the 4 of the scale, and then I'm gonna grab that very top string, the root. Then I'm gonna pull off, and you could do this with your third finger or your pinky, whatever's comfortable for you, from the flat 7 to the 5 of the scale. Now that sounds kind of weird when I break it up that way, and I'm breaking it up that way on purpose, but those are the movements that we're doing, okay? Here's what makes this lick so cool, is that when you loop it around, it doesn't take an even number of beats. It takes an odd number of beats. And so every time you play the first note, it sits at a different position within the beat. It keeps alternating back and forth between starting at the beginning of the beat and the middle of the beat. That's why it works. And here's what generally happens when I see students try to play this. They're not aware of this sort of trickiness and this moving back and forth of the beat, and they end up playing it on the same beat every single time, and it doesn't work right when you do that. And so they end up going, why am I playing this and it sounds so bad? It's because they're either holding a note or waiting or doing something to get it to always come back at the top of the beat. It doesn't always come back at the top of the beat. So let me show you what I mean. And you're gonna have to count this probably very slowly and very carefully. If I do 1 and 2 and, okay, well notice that it started on 1, which is on the downbeat, and 2, and now it's starting on the and. 3 and 4. Okay, well now we're back on a downbeat, but we're on 4, right? So not only is it gonna go back and forth, you know, every other time you play it, but beat 1, it's gonna start on beat 1, but then on the next beat 1, it's gonna be off. And then on the next beat 1, it'll be back. So it's got like 2 different layers of back and forth. And rhythmically, it's just very, very cool in that way. But you have to pay attention to that. So again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. See, now we're back. Well, we're not actually back. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and etc., etc., etc. It's the kind of thing that you have to just get to the point where you can play that and you can count that and you just keep going. And you can, you even might zone out a little bit. It should not stop. If it's not really, really, really comfortable for you to play and count, it's almost guaranteed not to work when you put it over, say, a jam track or something. So let's say that I was just going to play something, I'll just play those chords very simply into my jam track. Again, it's G power chord, B flat power chord, and C power chord. So I'll just do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? There we got it. We'll wait for it to come around again, and then we'll play along at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Notice my leg. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Sorry, I messed up. Etc., etc. You get the idea. I can go on and on and on as long as I don't make a mistake while I'm trying to talk to you in the process. Okay, it's just that kind of thing. It has to be like that. If it is like that, it'll work. Now, notice this is a straight feel, right? If you try to play it over something triplety, like The Boys Are Back in Town or LaGrange or something, it's just not going to work. It's meant for, it's got an eighth note and 2 16ths. Shoehorning that in against a triplet feel, not going to happen. Don't even try. But the main thing is you've got to be able to count that real steady over and over and over again. But if you can, it is such a cool idea. And you can put it, anywhere. Like if you're back in the key of A, let's see, like you can put this just as a thing, right? I could do it like over the, like A, F. I could just throw it in a couple of times along with some other stuff. You don't have to get all Freebird with it and do it over and over and over and over again. But even if you only do it 2 or 3 times, it doesn't like instantly take your listener to like, oh, he's quoting Freebird. Like they're not going to necessarily hear that right away. You can get away with a few times. You might get away with 20 times. It just depends on the song, but you're in a different key, you're in a different area, depending on how the feel is. You'd be surprised. You can get away with this. And it's not going to be like, oh, he's just playing Freebird. No, you're not. You're just taking that really, really cool lick and that really, really cool rhythmic syncopation, variety, just all that. It's everything I love about rhythm wrapped up in one lick. So I hope you'll take some time to play with it because it really, really is a great one. And as always, if you have guitar playing friends you think would get something out of this, I hope you'll share it with them. You can always check out Classic Rock Guitar Unleashed if you want to check out, I do have, like I said, courses along those lines. And as always, I'm Griff Hamlin from Blues Guitar Unleashed, Classic Rock Guitar Unleashed. Take your pick. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.